Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. And today what I'm going to make is I'm going to make a rainbow crochet dress for a toddler, and this is going to fit a size 12 to 18-month-old child and even a small 2-year-old. So to begin, we're going to use our 5mm crochet hook. I'm also going to use some Red Heart Super Savory yarn in this dark green, and then I have this next green, Red Heart Super Savory lighter green, and this is called spring green. The first one is called hunter green. And so to begin, we're going to start with our hunter green, our dark green, and we're going to make a chain of 16 plus 1. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and then I'll come back and show you guys what it looks like once completed. Okay, so this is what it looks like once you've made a total of 17 chains. Remember, you would have made a total of 16 plus 1. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to single crochet in the second chain from the hook, and then I'm going to single crochet in each stitch all the way to the end. And we're actually going to switch colors to the lighter green at the end, and I'm going to show you how I do that and how it looks once completed. Okay, so this is what it looks like once you've completed row 1. You have a single crochet in each stitch all the way to the end. And so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into that last stitch and pull through my darker green, but instead of completing the stitch with my dark green, I'm actually going to finish the single crochet with the lighter green. So I have my 2 loops on my hook, and I'm just going to drop the darker green and pull through to finish the single crochet stitch with the lighter green. And we're just going to make a knot in those 2 colors to secure it later on, but that's what we're going to do. And now we're going to chain 1 and turn, and we're going to place a single crochet in the same stitch as the chain 1, because remember that chain 1 does not count as a stitch. And we're going to place a single crochet in each stitch all the way to the end. And then we make it to the end, we're going to switch colors back to the green, darker green, and chain 1 again and turn and do a single crochet in each stitch. And that is going to be our repeat pattern all the way to the end, and I'll show you guys what it looks like once completed. So here, this is what it looks like once we've completed row 2 in our light green, and I just finished off the last stitch using our dark green. I would have snipped off and switched colors. So we're just going to repeat the same thing. You're going to chain 1 and turn, placing a single crochet in each stitch all the way to the end, and switch colors after the end of each row. So we're actually going to do this for a total of 63 rows, and so I'll come back and show you what it looks like once done. So this is what it looks like once we've completed our 63 rows. We have a lot of tails to sew in, but here I'm just putting in my last single crochet, and I'm going to actually tie off my work at this point, and then we're just going to sew in all those tails, which is going to be extremely tedious. I hate sewing in tails, but it'll be pretty in the end. So I'll do that and show you guys what it looks like once finished. So this is what it looks like once I've sewn in all my tails, and so now the piece is long enough you can actually fold it evenly in half, and this is the part that's going to wrap around the chest part of the little one. And so we're going to do one final row, I guess. We're actually going to start working in rounds after this for the skirt part, but I'm actually going to use white yarn. This is Red Heart Super Savior yarn in white. I'm actually just going to attach your white yarn at one end, and that's what I'm going to do here. And once I have that in there, I'm going to make a chain of 1 and single crochet into the same space as the chain 1. And then after that, I'm actually going to put a single crochet in each stitch until I make it to the end of the row. So I'm just going to do that and show you guys what it looks like once completed, and show you guys what we do next once we're finished. So this is what it looks like once we've finished our row with white yarn, our row of single crochet. And so we can just take it and fold it evenly, make a chain of 2, and then I'm going to drop the white yarn and pick up my red yarn, and I'm actually going to slip stitch with the red yarn to complete the round. So now we will begin working in rounds from now on. So I'm just slip stitching through with my red yarn, and we're going to pull those two ends together tight. We're going to put a knot in them to secure it. And now what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to begin working on the skirt part of our dress. So we're actually just going to make a chain of 1 and then double crochet in the same stitch as that chain 1, because that chain 1 does not count as a stitch. Remember that, guys. So now we're going to double crochet in the next 2 stitches, and now what we're going to do is we're going to increase in the next stitch, which is a double crochet, chain 2 and another double crochet in the same stitch. And that's what we're going to repeat all the way to the end. So we're going to make a double crochet in 3 stitches, and then we're going to make an increase in the next stitch. So 3 double crochet and then an increase in the next, and we're going to do that all the way around to come back to the end. And I'll show you guys what it looks like once completed. So this is what it looks like once I've completed round 1. And now for round 2, we're just going to make a chain of 1, and we're going to double crochet in that same stitch as the chain 1. And then what we're going to do, well, our repeat pattern is we're going to place a double crochet in each stitch all the way up to that first chain 2 space, and in that chain 2 space we're actually going to place an increase, which is a double crochet, chain 2 and another double crochet all into the same space. And this is our repeat pattern all the way around. We're going to place a double crochet in each double crochet, and in each chain 2 space we're actually going to place an increase. So this is what I'm going to do all the way around until I make it to the end. And at the end I'm actually going to switch colors to orange. You can continue in the color of your choice. And so this is what it looks like once I've completed round 2. And I'm just going to show you how I switch colors. It's the same way I've been showing you before. I'm just going to, instead of slip stitching with our red yarn, I'm actually going to drop the red yarn and pick up the orange yarn instead and slip stitch with the orange yarn. And now for rounds 3 to 6, we're actually just going to repeat the same thing, but in our orange yarn. We're going to begin each round with a chain of 1 and double crochet in each stitch, and then place an increase in each chain 2 space. And I'm just going to do that for a total of 3 rounds, which is rounds 3 to 6. I'm going to show you guys what it looks like once completed, and I'm actually going to switch colors at the end of each 3 rounds in the pattern, in the colors that we use for a rainbow. But I'll show you what it looks like once completed. Okay, so this is what it looks like once completed. I think it looks really cute already. It's coming into itself very nicely. And so now for round 7 to 9, we're actually going to repeat the same pattern, but remember we're switching colors to yellow. So instead of joining with a slip stitch at the end with our orange yarn, we're going to drop the orange and pick up our yellow yarn, and then complete 3 rounds in yellow. And then I'll show you guys what it looks like once completed. And once we're finished our rounds in yellow, remember I'm going to switch my colors to green, and then to blue, and then to navy blue, and then to purple. So what you're going to do is you're going to repeat the pattern, switching the colors every 3 rounds, all the way to have a total of 18 rounds. And I'm going to show you guys what it looks like once completed. And remember, you don't have to change your colors if you don't want to, but you're doing a total of 18 rounds, and you're switching the colors every 3 rounds, any colors of your choice. Actually, you don't have to do the rainbow. So I'm gonna do that and then show you guys what it looks like once completed. Okay, so this is what it looks like so far, and I just wanted to show you guys I've been using the red heart yarn so far for all the different colors, and I've actually completed rounds 10 to I'm actually completed rounds 13 to 15, sorry, using our royal blue. And I'm actually going to switch to the navy blue, and I'm actually using a different brand yarn. It's called Premier Basics or Premier Basics. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. In the navy blue colors. So for round 16 to 18 is what we're going to be working on now in our navy blue color. And it's the same pattern. We're just going to, you know, place a double crochet in each stitch, and then we're going to have increase in each chain 2 space all the way up to the end. And then once that's completed, we're actually going to do the last round, which is what we're going to make in purple yarn. So I'm going to go ahead and do the last 3 rounds, round 16 to 18, and then I'm going to show you guys how we're going to finish it off with round 19 using the purple yarn. And ta-da! Look at how beautiful it is. I absolutely love it. It is so gorgeous. I cannot wait to see my niece in this. I'm actually going to post pictures of her on social media, so look out for that. So now what we're going to do is we're going to work on the last round of our dress on the skirt portion of it, and we're actually going to use purple yarn. And so this is round 19, and so what we're going to do to begin is we're actually going to make a chain of 1. So you're just going to attach the yarn where we would have made that slip stitch. So instead of slip stitching with the navy blue, we're actually going to slip stitch with the purple, just to make things a little easier to continue on. Anyways, so you're going to make a chain of 1, and you're going to single crochet in that same stitch as the chain 1. So here I'm just slip stitching through, and I'm going to chain 1 and then slip stitch into the same stitch. And then what I'm going to do next is I'm actually going to place a single crochet in each stitch, and then with each chain 2 space, I'm actually going to place a total of 5 double crochets in each chain 2 space, and that's what I'm going to use as my repeat pattern all the way around. So here I'm just joining the colors to show you how I go about it. And then to start, but what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to place 1 single crochet in each stitch, and then I'm going to place a 5 double crochets in each chain 2 space, and that's the pattern that I'm going to repeat all the way around. And I'm going to slip stitch to join and tie off, and that will complete the dress. So here, this is what it looks like so far. I have a single crochet in each stitch, and I've come to the first chain 2 space. And so now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do like I told you. I'm going to place 5 double crochets in that same chain 2 space, and this is our repeat pattern: a single crochet in each stitch, and then your 5 double crochets in each stitch all the way around. I'm going to go ahead and do that, and then we're going to slip stitch and tie off the join, and that will complete the skirt portion of the dress. And then we're going to go ahead and work on the straps, and then our little dress will be finished. So I'm going to go ahead and then come back and show you guys what it looks like once completed. And ta-da! I really like it. I think it's really pretty. And so now what we're going to do is we're going to work on the top portion of the dress and the straps. So I'm just going to remove that pin there that I have there, joining them together to show you like how it's actually going to work. We're going to use buttons for closure. I guess if you can sew in a zip, but I'm going to use buttons. Anyways, so for now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to fix up along the top portion of the dress, just to have like a neater finish. You don't have to if you don't want to, but I'm actually going to just use my darker green, and you can begin anywhere on your piece. I'm going to start in one of these corners here at the at one end of the dress, and I'm just going to work reverse single crochets actually all the way around, and then I'm going to show you how I work on this strap. So just attach your yarn anywhere you want, and work some reverse single crochets all the way around. And in each corner, I'm going to show you what I do. So I'm actually going to work 3 reverse single crochets in the corners so that it turns like really evenly and nicely. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'm going to show you what I mean when I'm referring to the corners of the piece. And yeah, so let's work on that. So this is what it looks like so far. The reverse single crochets to me are very cute and neat. You can go ahead and do regular single crochet if you prefer as well. And so this is what I'm referring to when I said the corner of the stitch. So at the top here, I'm actually going to place the 3 reverse single crochet in there. You can do 2 if you prefer, but I felt like 3 looks a lot neater, sorry. So then after that, I'm going to continue placing 1 reverse single crochet evenly at the top of the piece all the way around. And then I'm going to do the same thing on the opposite end. When I come to like the top part of the piece and the corner, I'm going to place 3 reverse single crochet in there, and then continue all the way to make it back to the beginning where we would have started, and then slip stitch to join. So this is what it looks like so far. I'm going to bring it a little bit closer in to show you guys how the stitches look. It looks really cute to me. Remember, you can use regular single crochets if you prefer. So now what I'm going to do for the last portion of the dress is I'm actually going to work on the straps of it, and these straps are actually just going to tie around the neck. Remember, we're going to still close with buttons. So I'm actually just place some stitch markers evenly at the top of my piece. You can actually count your stitches if you prefer to make sure, but I just kind of eyeballed mine. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my darker green yarn, or my hunter green in this case, and I'm just going to attach it into the first mark stitch, and then I'm going to make a chain of 51. And then in the second chain from the hook, I'm actually going to single crochet in the second chain from the hook, and then in each stitch all the way to the end. And then I'm going to show you guys what it looks like once completed. And once I've made it to the end, I'm actually just going to slip stitch to join into that first stitch that we would have started in to begin with. So I'm going ahead and do that, and then show you guys what it looks like once completed. Okay guys, so this is what it looks like so far. I remember what I said I'm going to do is I'm actually just going to slip stitch into the same stitch that we would have started in and tie off. So for the next strap, you're just going to repeat the same thing. You're chaining 51 and doing the same thing on the opposite end, and then you're going to slip stitch to join in the beginning and tie off, and that will complete our straps. So that completes our dress, and then I'm going to show you guys what it looks like once completed. And yay, our little dress is finished. And ta-da! This is what it looks like, guys. I think it's very beautiful. It's so gorgeous. And for the buttons at the back, I just sewed on some purple and orange buttons. I wasn't sure what color to go with, and I used in between the stitches as the buttonholes, but you can actually make buttonholes if you prefer. So this is how it closes, just showing you there. I want to thank you guys so much for watching my video. Please give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and don't forget to comment in the comments below your thoughts on the dress and what you would like to see me make next. Thanks again for watching my video. Please don't forget to subscribe and follow me on social media listed in the description box below, and you can also purchase the pattern from my Etsy shop, also listed in the description box below. Thank you guys again. Bye.